I'm driving along a beach. Woohoo! Another day, another amazing view. I was meant to be having a day off today with no filming, but then I came upon this place, and quite remarkable it is. Sadly, it is closed. It's open tomorrow. Actually, you'll notice the BX is facing the other way all of a sudden, and that's because we've come back. It is literally about 10 minutes later. I was just driving out in my Citroen BX and had an unlikely meeting with a right-hand drive Chevrolet Bel Air, and this belongs to the owner of the collection, so he's kindly opened the doors. As it happens, he was out on a classic car run and was suffering an iffy brake situation, so decided to come back early, and then happened to turn up just as I did. Quite extraordinary. I love how the dashboard is kind of replicated both sides. So yeah, these were built apparently mostly in Canada, and in right-hand drive form, and then shipped over here. And it's a beautiful example. And it also hints that not everything in this museum is a static exhibit. So, shall we progress through the doors? Take a closer look at this Singer. Singer Roadsters, very rare in the UK, let alone here. Yeah. There is also quite a good horse. Little Fiat 500, these were locally assembled. The giveaway is around the back. Bambina. Morris Minors are plenty. Early MM grille, but the raised headlamps. And places in the Commonwealth were a godsend for Morris, because they were able to export these miners all over the world. Far more of these were exported than were actually sold in the UK. BMW Isetta here, which interestingly has wipers the like I've never seen before on an Isetta. Usually they would go the same way, so that's a little bit unusual. It's also these little things that have got a slight whiff of invalid carriage about them. Not done a great many kilometres, or maybe that's miles, 328. So they're quite interesting. PSA motorbike in need of some titivation, but it's not just tractors and cars. Machinery, look at the size of this chainsaw. And the old hand saws. Tilly lamps. Kids' toys. I used to ride around on a scooter quite like that. That belonged to my aunts and uncles. Model cars are plenty. Oh, Holden there. We saw a Holden like that on Russell the other day. Also got what I think is a New Zealand assembled Mini. Had different side light flasher units to UK. Graham Brothers of Detroit fire engine. Daimler 66. I mean, they're rare enough. Nash, that's huge. And this is very interesting. This is a Trekker. This is New Zealand's only locally designed and built car. And the running gear is Skoda Octavia or Octavia, depending on your pronunciation. I've already met the owner of one of these, so I'm hoping to take a much closer look and perhaps even have a drive of one at some point in this trip. But as you can see, very, very simple design, just designed to be practical. big humpy thing. That's another Nash, an Ambassador. And look at this gorgeous Ford Escort Mark II. I have a feeling all Escorts, someone commented on the car show video, were 4-door here. I've even got the child seat. The child isn't very talkative today. Amazing colour. So again, I imagine that was locally produced. Bit of a Nash theme developing here, I think. Slightly later design. Another Jaguar XJ. Only just run out of rego. This beautiful beast is a 1927 Chevrolet. Pleased to say it currently has rego. Very nice. Land Rovers, did they locally produce Land Rovers here? Maybe they did. Austin A60. They produced these right up until the 1970s. And all manner of tractors. David Brown Cropmaster. Complete with tracks. Yeah, wow. So all in all, a rather funky collection, I would say. Stationary engines, lawnmowers, old tools. Even tea. Shh, don't wake him up. And then we've got musical instruments. So, reed organ here. Used to have one of those myself until fairly recently. It was like a telephone exchange. Tricycles. Typewriters. Grinders. Sewing machines. And irons. Nico electric iron, and the one that you had to heat on the fire. There's even some ducks. And yeah, history going right back. This is the Matthews collection. Wow. A missionary who would have come over here. Right, be warned, I'm going to attempt something musical. We'll have some of that, some of that. We'll see what we get. I need something different down here, maybe that one. Ooh, that's got some deep bass. So taken was I by the Trekker, I completely overlooked this Carter electric invalid carriage. There we go, there's the details of it and the different types they offered back in the day. It's been restored, and as we can see in the photos, now fully operational. It just seems to have a very simple front axle, no suspension at the front, but it has got some at the rear. So that was the Matthews Vintage Collection here in New Zealand. I'll include location, and if there's anything online about this place, I'll include that in the description below. But yeah, well worth a visit. Fascinating little place. This is one of those roadside finds you kind of dream of, really. Leyland Comet. Wow. It's become something of an art project. That is still quite amazing. Well, good morning. It's another day here in New Zealand. I think we're up to day 10. I've slightly lost track now, but another Airbnb. This one has a fantastic view. Yes, the BX is just outside the window. It looks like there's nothing there. There is a window just with the sun out. I've drawn the curtains. I thought I'd take you for a walk around this place. It's magnificently quirky. You know, stuff like the taps don't match, and it's all a bit simple but effective. You know, the hob is just a camping stove, but you know, that's fine. There is a whale or something in the garden, and the sound of good gunshot, which I think is just stuff going bang on a fire. I hope. But yeah, nice big room, nice random pile of rocks. Look, breeze blocks. So this place does actually have some thermal mass. So yeah, when it warms up, it actually stays warm. So that's a bit of a novelty. If I take you through to the bathroom, we've got windows the like I haven't seen for a very long time. The sliding louvered window that you basically cannot stop leaking air, but that's fine this time of year. And the shower is this remarkable pit. Unfortunately, the shower is quite feeble. That's the shower head up there, and yeah, it's not the best, but still, it's one of the more interesting places I've stopped, and it is where I'm setting off today for Cape Reinga. Oh, there you go. You can see me in profile at the same time. How magical is that? Hope I haven't got too much of a holiday stomach going on. So yeah, we've got about 200 kilometers to do, I think, to get up there. So it's 10 to 9 in the morning. Better get a shift on. Here we go then. Time for more of these hideously, horribly noisy, nasty bikes. Been thundering around all through the night, blooming things. Just wait to get stuck behind a horse box. And away we go. Back onto State Highway 1. There we go. Cape Reinga, 104 kilometres. So we're getting there. There's a big Ford Falcon. And there we go. Lots of things to check out up here, including 90 Mile Beach. Certainly an interesting road. Definitely glad I'm in a car that handles well. You can see why the average speed is not so good. Well, 55 means 80, doesn't it? So out of town, our speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour. It's proving a little difficult to maintain around some of the bends. But yeah, what a lovely road, and so quiet. This is a Sunday. Well, I'm in a spot of bother here from my own stupidity. We're getting a bit low on fuel, and I'm not sure there are any petrol stations on this peninsula, and there's still 40 kilometers to go, which means it's 80 kilometers just to get back to this point. Bother. I think 30 kilometers away there should be a petrol station, so I'm just gonna have to hope they've got something. But oh, this is so quiet. It's oh so still. Just hear the roar of the sea in the distance. Oh well, sorry, need to interrupt the noise. Oh yes. It's not much of a petrol station, but it's a petrol station. Have they got premium? Because we know this old girl gets a bit fussy. No. Oh dear. It's quite expensive here, and they've only got 91 octane, so she's not going to like that. So I think I've just put enough in just to get us back down to civilization again. Wow, what a landscape. Feels like California. Only I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. They really are a fan of a one-way bridge, or a give-way bridge rather, but we're alright here. So many of these narrow pinch points, and so often no one to give way to. It is yet another epic view, but we'll keep going on because one side we've got a sea I've forgotten the name of, and the Tasman Sea maybe, and the other side is the Pacific, and apparently they meet in a bit of a swirl, so we'll go and have a mooch at that. But yeah, if I just show you the view behind as well, this is an extraordinary landscape, and this is still the tame north. It's when we go south that things are going to get really exciting for this well-travelled BX and I. Well, I'm not sure how far south the BX is going, to be honest. Look, the 349,741 kilometres now, which is good times. So we have reached the end of the road, parked next to a Nissan Bluebird Sylphy, and which sounds like a South African trying to say selfie, and we're now going to have a mooch about and see what is at Cape Reinga. Some very nice toilet facilities, must be said. Now let's go and see what's what. There we go, take this track to that lighthouse down there, which I think is the point where the oceans meet. So that's one side, and that over there is the other. And down there you can see the two seas merge. There's much lighter blue over to the left and much darker to the right. And yeah, you can see where the waters are merging in the middle there. That's quite a dramatic difference. We should keep walking to the lighthouse, and just to say we've done it. Perhaps a better shot of the merging of the waters. It's quite interesting. Must be very slightly different levels between the two, so you get a bit of churn. I've seen a similar where I think it's where the North Sea meets the Atlantic. Can also be quite choppy, but yeah, is it worth it? Is it not? It's certainly nicer than John O'Groats. As we come down to the lighthouse, naturally there's one of those signs that tells you how far away places are. Yeah. So we came from London, that's 18,000 kilometres away in that direction, and Sydney a mere 2,000 kilometers away. That's the next destination. So 3,800 kilometers south of the equator, and the South Pole 6,200 kilometers away the other direction. Oh my gosh. I'm almost exhausted just because the views are so absolutely epic. Oh, we're on to gravel roads again. There was no sign saying it was going to go to a gravel road, and it was on the crest of a hill, so that was briefly quite exciting. Almost as exciting as the fact I've just learnt from a little bird that there might be a Peugeot 404 in Christchurch. That's on South Island. I'm still probably best part of a month away from Christchurch. Plans are still very fluid, so I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that's a vehicle I would very much like to see. And I've been told the owner of said car definitely needs to get it out and running, especially for me to visit. So Steve, you know what you've got to do. Wow, another vehicle. That shows you the dust cloud that gets thrown up. Had a Nissan Patrol go the other way before that one. Got a roundabout here. Have to be a bit careful on gravel because it's slippy stuff. Yep, that is quite a big beach. And yes, you can drive on it. This is quite firm. I think, having done a recce, I might do a bit because it's quite compact, this sand. I think it'll be alright. Leave this Toyota Voxy behind and go and have a play on the beach. I didn't want to just plunge in without having a look. There we go. 90 Mile Beach. We're already, I'd say probably over halfway down it, but go and see what we can find. If nothing else, it'll make for some lovely photos. And here she is on 90 Mile Beach. Well done, BX. I'm not getting the gimbal out, it's too windy. I've never done a 0 to 60 on a beach before. Oh yeah, grip is, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do 0 to 60 on a beach. I think I'm just going to enjoy the novelty and then turn around and go back before I get stuck, preferably. Oh yeah, we can get quite the skid on. That's quite interesting. Oh yeah, I can get some lift off oversteer going on. Woohoo! It's all about the weight transfer. I'm driving along a beach. Woohoo! A lovely day for a peaceful drive on the beach. Oh, I've just been overtaken by a caravan. Oh well. This is actually quite nerve-wracking, especially as you hit someone else's tracks and it sort of pulls in. It's a reminder I have not got much grip here. So as long as I'm measured with my inputs and don't panic, it's fine. But it's like driving on ice. You can drive on ice as fast as you like, as long as you don't have to turn. So we're doing about 60 kilometers an hour at the moment. It's much smoother than the gravel road, which is why I'm persevering, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, Stuart, this was just too good an opportunity to miss. How could you not drive a car along 90 Mile Beach? It occurs to me, I have no idea where the exit is. I don't think it's signposted. Whoa, whoa, woohoo! Getting a wiggle on. Plenty of Nissan Patrol Y60s here. There's another one. Someone doing their fishing. You can actually drive on beaches in the UK. There are a few places you can do that. Innislas near Aberystwyth is one, but you can't drive for this long. I mean, I've been driving for about a quarter of an hour now. Oh, that looks like a way out, yeah. Too late. Manual traction control. We'll get more of a run up at that, I think. There we go. We're out. Almost. If it starts wheel spinning, just feather the throttle. Oh, that was fun. There we are. Now she's looking lovely. It's very handy being able to raise the suspension just to give her a good clean. It's come up really nice now. Magic. Final day in this Airbnb, and I've been reading this book, Taking the World by Storm by Malcolm Cracknell. It's an amusing take, clearly definitely not based on the Lister storm, but it is a work of fiction based around fact, which is a strange concept, to be honest, and I'm still not entirely comfortable with the concept. But nonetheless, it was quite a gripping book because it's written by a journalist about about taking part in Le Mans, and it's gripping in the same way that Le Mans is gripping. You know, all the problems and stuff. So I'd say that was a very good read, and he has a website, I believe, that you can go to. I will try and link to. Yeah, he did send me this for review. So yeah, thank you, Malcolm. I quite enjoyed that. So yeah, a pretty good read, I reckon. Oh, and the ukulele is out, but I'm not brave enough to show you any of my playing. Yes, that is a bag of apples. And that's it for that video. I've moved on to yet another stunning location. That's 90 Mile Beach again, which is not 90 miles long. It's apparently only about 55 miles long. So maybe something got lost in the conversion there. It's apparently because horses take, they can cover 30 miles a day, and it took 3 days to get right to the top. So they assumed it must therefore be 90 miles. It isn't. Oddly, they now measure distance in kilometers or kilometers if you're of that persuasion. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.